Hello. I'm waiting in line to order a Diet Coke. Let me tell you what these people ordered. 1 Big Mac meal with a sweet tea, drink upcharge. 1 ranch snack wrap copy, I don't know what that means. 1 filet of fish, large. 1 Diet Coke, drink upcharge. 10 chicken McNuggets. And now they've been sitting there at the window or at the order thing for like probably almost 10 minutes now. I don't know why they're not moving. This isn't carry out. Oh, they changed everything. 2 McChicken they added. The guy behind me just left because he said he had it. He was behind them, actually. They added 2 McChickens, no shredded lettuce. Hi, Peter, what do you want? Oh, just a large Diet Coke. I have my money ready and everything right here. Their total was $23.55. That's a lot of money for McDonald's. Oh my God. Really want a Diet Coke, but that Sprite looks so good. Have you guys had a signature sriracha? Like, I don't get food here anymore, so. She just took the other person's order that just drove up. So today I'm practicing patience. So apparently I have to go through the other drive-thru because I'm practicing patience when I could have just gone to the gas station and gone inside and got a Diet Coke and been out really quick. Their order was $5.17.
Hi, how may I help you?
Can I get a large Diet Coke, please?
That's it?
Yep.
109 first window. Thank you.
Thank you. For faster service, it says, please have your payment ready. It should say, for faster service, don't come here. It has been, let me tell you about my day. I feel like if I say those things on here, people are like, you were in such a bad mood. What happened with your day? Like, no, those are really just like the things that I think about, but now I say out loud because I have a vlog channel. I think we all kind of think that. Like, if you were waiting in line and they took the other register, like this guy just pulled, I mean, you would say the same thing, right? Let's just be for real. You would maybe not act that way to their face because we're all nicer people than that, but that's like what we're thinking in our head, right? But she probably didn't know that I was sitting over there. Anyway, even though they have cameras right there and, you know, all kinds of things. She's real sweet, though. I know this girl.
Hi, 109.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Your nails look pretty.
Thank you.
I don't need the penny. I'm good.
Okay.
She had Halloween rockin' nails still. Anyway, it's like, do you guys remember that movie with Jim Carrey called like Liar Liar or something like that? And he had to like say everything out loud that he was really thinking. It's kind of like that sometimes. Like, have you ever thought about like if everything you thought like was really said or like displayed in a sign around your like neck or whatever? You know, are they playing that McDonald's thing here again? They just handed them some board. If they're playing that McDonald's thing again, I want a board, and then I'm gonna have to come here all the time. But I don't get meals from McDonald's anymore because I don't eat at McDonald's. I hardly ever get Diet Cokes anymore. It's been a long day. That's what I was going to say. So no, I'm not in a shitty mood. I'm just making observations while I'm sitting in line for 20 minutes at McDonald's. I'm actually in a really good mood. But I did just wake up from a nap, which is kind of crazy. Thank you so much. You too. Because I don't even know if I want to call it a nap. 1 o'clock in the morning. So what happened, well, it's now 1:54. Because I was sitting there talking to Alex about, he went out, I'll explain. He went to go see his brother and my sister-in-law. And I was going to do a live stream, but I got so tired that I was like, I can't do it tonight. I've like really struggled. Like, I've wanted to get on a live stream like every night this week. But man, when the time comes around, I'm just so tired. And I actually did sit down in the basement last night and clean out the area. So the area is already cleaned out. Like I have an area now to do live streaming in the house, so I don't have to worry about when Alex is watching TV or whatever. So anyway, he and I both had to do some work today. He had to work very, very early at 7:30. I had to be at my office at noon. I was out of there by like 1:30, and then I went and I got a new headlight for my car. If you remember me talking about that last night, my light was out. And so I went and got my headlight replaced. I drove by the kennel. Tanya wasn't there, so I haven't talked to Tanya at all in 2 days. I can't believe it. And then, wouldn't that have been so funny if that was her calling me? But no, it was just like an email or something. But anyway, then I have been like consumed. So I made this as an assignment on my so-called Healthy Life channel, but like I've become kind of consumed with it, is that I made playlists. This is so corny, you guys, when I tell you. I have made playlists. I look so bad tonight. On my iTunes. You want to hear what my playlists are? This is embarrassing, you guys, okay? So I have Country Drive, which is like all country music, but not just all that because I'm a huge country music fan. I don't know if you knew that, but like I think I mentioned it on here a little bit, but just music that typically like Tanya and I drive around and listen to, and that I know all the words to. And then Diva, and Diva is like Madonna, Lady Gaga, Stevie Nicks. It's all like Jeffree Star. I have a couple of his songs on here. It's like empowerment music. And then I have one that's like all emotional music. Like I have like What a Wonderful World and some other stuff on there. Then I have folk music, and that's actually probably like my biggest one. It's strange. Like I wouldn't have expected that. But it's got my most. And then I have one that's happy, and it has like Paul Simon, Avicii, a bunch of people. Then I've got high school, and then I've got sexy, which is like all my sexy music. So when I play it, I just feel all kinds of sexy. I'm really upset. Okay, so like Alex tonight, he said, hey, he was like, his friend Kayla is going to go see Janet Jackson on November 26th. And he was like, do you want to go see Janet Jackson on November 26th? He's like, the tickets are like $138. And I was like, oh my God, yes. I wanted to see Janet Jackson for so long. You guys, I am one of the world's biggest Janet Jackson fans, okay? I would do anything to see Janet Jackson. I love her. I said, what night of the week is that? And he goes, a Sunday. I was like, shit. I have a sobriety commitment that night that I cannot break, and I can't get somebody else to do it for me. I have to be there. So I'm like, fuck. It's the anniversary dinner of my home group, and I got the speaker, and the speaker is a friend of mine, so I can't not be there. But you know what? In the long run, some things are more important than others, so if I'm meant to see Janet Jackson, I guess I'll see Janet Jackson down the road. Anyway. So what's up with this guy? Do you really like him that much? Yes, honey, I love him. He is fine. He does a lot of nice stuff for me. I know he used to do nice stuff for you, but what has he done for you lately? Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Anyway. So I've been listening to music all day long and adding music to my playlist, and I haven't really wanted to leave my car because I've had so much fun doing that. Well, then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Half Price Books because I didn't really have anything to do, and I was just kind of driving around. And Alex was coming home at like 3:30, and this was at like 2:15, and I was like, well, I don't really have anything to do till he gets home, so I'll wait till then. And I think he was kind of sad tonight that he didn't have anything to do. Like, he wanted to go to Chicago and go see Odessa, but he couldn't get the tickets were like $200, and he would have had to have driven up there and then driven back after the show at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And he was like, I just don't know that it's worth it. And his friend said she was willing to pay to go see it, but he wasn't really sure he wanted to do that, because then tomorrow night we're going to see Galantis, and then Sunday we're driving to Louisville to see Lady Gaga. So it would have been 3 nights in a row that we would have been doing music things. I think he kind of knew it would have been a lot for him, you know. So anyway, we were just sitting around, and well, I said I was gonna always be honest on my channel. So we got in kind of a little bit of an argument tonight, because I was vlogging. There was actually about a 10-minute part to this vlog before that I got shitty and deleted, and I had filmed my videos downstairs, because when he came home, I was like, what are you gonna do, babe? And he was like, I am gonna just lay in bed and I don't want to leave the house. I just want to lay in bed and all I want to do is watch TV shows tonight. He's like, I have like 8 TV shows to catch up on. And I was like, okay. So he's like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I'm gonna make my videos and then I don't know. I mean, that's me on a Saturday night, relaxing, do a live stream. I mean, for me, I don't like my weekends to go real rushed. So I'm totally fine being a homebody. And he was like, well, that'll be kind of fun. We'll just be around the house, right? So he started watching TV and he like fell asleep, okay, while I was like filming my videos and stuff. And it was so funny. He, like, I didn't think he watches my videos, but he was like, he went back to the Halloween video and he was like watching himself in the video, right? And then he was reading the comments underneath it. And I was like, what are you reading the comments for? And he was like, I just want to see if people like me or not, you know, in your videos. And it kind of opened this conversation. This was before he fell asleep and was watching TV. And I said, do you care? And he was like, well, yeah, I care, you know? He was like, I don't want to come across as like an asshole, you know, and whatever. And I said, okay. And he was like, why? And I was like, so anyway, we were just talking about vlogging and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, we were talking about like the channels that I used to watch that I thought were very, very fakey couples. I should have just known, like, you know, like when you like set it up and it's like perfect for like a TV show or something. It's like I should have totally just seen it coming. I should have. It was totally set up, right? Because he was like, yeah, I want to be in more of your vlogs, and you know, like I think it would be really good for people to really see what our relationship is about, and blah 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 blah, whatever. And he's like, I think, you know, for us to be like role models for, you know, whatever, like that's something that you've always said you wanted to be, and you know, just to really show what an authentic gay couple is about. By the way, I know they don't watch my videos, but my very, very dear friends, Matt and Ryan, got married today in Miami. They're from Indianapolis. Congratulations, Matt and Ryan. You guys are an amazing couple. I love you, and I'm so happy for you. So anyway, okay, so let me just preface this, because this is Peter Monn was an asshole. I was hungry, I was tired, and it had like started getting later, so the lighting for me filming my videos was not good. Why? Because when I came home, I took a nap for an hour, and so it was like 5:30, it was like 6 o'clock when I started filming my videos, 6 or 6:30, so the sun was down, and all I had was my lights, and the shadows and the wall are bad. So I was uploading the videos, and I was vlogging, and I was just like talking about stuff that we had done throughout, you know, like the changing my headlight and all that kind of stuff. Well, I was showing Pee-Pee, because Pee-Pee was like nodding off, and it was so cute because he was laying on the chair and he had like come down to like, he always sits with me whenever he hears the camera and the lights go up. He always comes down and sits in that chair. I don't know what it's about, but Pee-Pee loves to be in that chair while I'm filming videos. Always. Every video that you see that is made in that chair, Pee-Pee is sitting right to the left of me. So anyway, so Alex, like, all of a sudden I heard Pee-Pee like went like that, and so I looked up and Alex was up there, so I like panned up on Alex, right? And I said, hey babe, what are you doing? And like he had just woken up, and he said, I'm touching myself. I don't know why I deleted it when I'm going to talk about it anyway. And I go, you're what? And he goes, I'm touching myself. And he knew, he could see with the camera. And the thing is that like, yes, Alex's sense of humor tends to be a little sexual at times, but I would say even a little amped up when the camera's on, or when we're in a social setting. Does that make sense? Like, he just likes to say embarrassing things, and people seem to think it's funny. I don't know. You guys seem to think it's funny, so, because we had that discussion. So anyway, I go, what did you, I said it like 3 times, and he goes, from the back to the front, from the front to the back, or something like that. Well, I got shitty and just like turned off my camera and like threw it down, right? And he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, why do you always have to be like that on camera? Why can't you just give me a moment? And he was like, a moment? And I was like, why can't you just be like yourself for a moment? Like, you're either like this bitch or you're like sexually joking. Why can't you ever just be like how we are just around the house? Okay, let me just tell you, this blew up. Okay, this was not pretty. So we're completely fine now, but anyway, I really hurt his feelings. And so, you know, and that happens in relationships, and it happens in marriages, and thank God for marriage counseling, because we sat down and I was like, okay, let me have the opportunity to talk through this. I'm really sorry I hurt your feelings. And I said, that was not my intention. He goes, well, whether that was your intention or not, you did. I said, okay, you're right. What can I do to make this right? He goes, I just want you to realize what you did and what you said. Like, you know, so he's like, you're making me more self-conscious every time that I'm on video. And that's not how I want to be. If I'm going to be on video, I want to be myself on video. And it was funny because I said, you know, Alex, one of the things that's interesting to me is, like, this was not in the apology, okay? That was a lot of ass kissing, and I'm sorry. Because I was, you know, listen. People ask me all the time about marital advice. Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Well, a lot of times you need to admit when you're wrong so that you can be happy. And if you're wrong, take ownership for it. I hurt his feelings. I said some shit that wasn't necessary. He could have been real funny. People would have probably thought it was funny. I just wasn't in the mood for that today. You know what I mean? Like, are you ever just like not in the mood for the, okay? And I was like, and I just slammed down the camera. So anyway, now I've told you everything, so I might as well just have kept it in the video. That's what's so stupid about it. And I know you guys don't really care anyway. I know most of you think that's funny about Alex. He said to me, he goes, has anybody ever complained in your videos? Has anybody ever complained in the comment section and said that they think my jokes are too sexualized and that they are offensive? And I said no. And he goes, well, when you get that first comment, you let me know. But until then, he said, just let me be who I am on camera. I was like, okay. But you know, like, I think that's the thing is in relationships, you're going to have, you know, you're going to have arguments, you're going to have fights, and you have to realize that you can work through anything, you know. When we first got together, those were door slamming, throwing clothes, I'm leaving kind of arguments, you know, and we just don't, it doesn't go there anymore. And so anyway, he calmed down. I said, are you okay now? He's like, yeah. He was like, we both blew this out of proportion. I said, yes, we did. I'm sorry though. And he goes, no, I'm sorry too. So, and then I went to the grocery store and I was like, do you want anything? He was like, no. And he was like, I'm gonna make a salad. And so I went and I got a bunch of shit to, so for all of you people out there that say, you're my favorite couple, you guys are so, we love you, your couple goals. I hope just because we argue sometimes that we're still couple goals. Couples fight. I don't know what to tell you. Like, couples realistically fight. It happens, you know. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a fight. I would say it was a heated discussion. That's what how I would say it. But anyway, so then I went to the grocery store and I got stuff to make a bagel sandwich. I've been kind of onto these bagel sandwiches. And the thing that's weird is that these bagels that I got were like low cal, high protein, low fat. But like, and then I put this fat-free cream cheese on it with an onion. So really, the whole bagel sandwich, oh, and like 2 slices of fat-free cheese. So really, like, the whole sandwich is like 350 calories. And then I ate like 2 tablespoons of potato salad. And then I had some wheat thins, like a handful of wheat thins. I am so full, you guys. Like, I cannot tell you how full I am. I also bought this lemonade that was actually kind of high calorie. It was like 130 calories and very expensive, but it was in such a pretty bottle and I wanted to try it. And it was like this elderflower and rose lemonade. It was shit. It looked like a wine cooler, but prettier. If you ever see it, do not buy it. It's totally a trap. It's a piece of shit. It's so gross. So anyway, then I came back and Alex made a sandwich while I made he made a salad while I made my sandwich. And then we sat down and I started watching this Jeffrey Dahmer Cold Files case where they interview him. I can't remember who, Diane Sawyer or somebody interviews him. And Alex was like, babe, I cannot watch this while I'm eating. I was like, oh, okay. I don't even think that way because I love that stuff. And I was like, well, what do you want to watch? She was like, I don't care anything than that. And honestly, I don't even remember what we watched now. Isn't that so funny? I put it on Bravo, and then I started looking through the guide. What did I find? Oh, I know what it was. We watched, this is so silly. I don't know how we never watch stuff like this. We watched, it's like called like Off the Grid, and it's like where they build houses like for people off the grid. This contractor, Greg Smith, and they were building this house on the side of a cliff. It was very interesting. But, like, I don't typically watch shit like that. And I was just, like, mesmerized, you know? So then my sister-in-law called while we were finishing up dinner. And, so my brother-in-law plays baseball on this, I don't know, this baseball league or whatever, and he coaches baseball, and he's always hanging out. It's all, like, Venezuelan people on this baseball team. And they were at the Ale Emporium, which is, like, right up the street from us. And she was, like, shouting in the phone. It was kind of funny. And Alex was laughing. I was like, who is that? And he was like, Liliana. He's like, I think she's drunk. And he's like, where are you at? But he's, like, saying it in Spanish, right? So, like, I don't understand only half of what's going on. So we got off the phone, and he was like, I'm going to go up to the Ale Emporium and meet him for, like, an hour. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, no, babe. I am, like... I ate and then, like, crashed. And he was like, are you sure? He was like, it's just up the street. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. So I laid down with the dogs literally at 11 p.m. He went to Ale Emporium. I set my alarm for 12:15. And then he was coming home, like, right as I got up. And so then we just sat there in bed, and he was talking to me about the glitter Snapchat filter, and he was trying to figure out how to use it. I don't know. He was like, where's this glitter Snapchat filter everybody's using? I was like, I don't know. And then he had sent me pictures all day long on Instagram of how he wants to do the basement. I should show you these pictures. You guys would die. So we have a cement unfinished basement, and he basically wants to turn it into, like, the cement loft with this, like, flat leather couch. I'm like, okay, our basement is unfinished. It's not, like, supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not supposed to look like that. He's like, I think it would be really easy to do. And I wanted to say, and that's like a $20,000 leather couch that you found. We don't have $20,000 to spend on a leather couch. We don't have $1,000 to spend on a leather couch. But he was like, see, babe, anything is possible. You always say that, and it's the truth. Anything is possible. We can make the basement look amazing. But first, you have to clean it out. Oh my God, I got this message from this girl today. She knows who she is, and she's watching my vlog, I'm sure. But she's had all of these dreams about stuff in my basement. And she specifically told me where she saw stuff. Like, in her dream, she had it more than once. There were two specific places, and this is what is so weird, is that I've never shown my basement in a vlog, and purposely, partly, because I'm kind of like, if a psychic knows where something is down there, they'll tell me specifically, but she, in her dream, knew exactly where something was, and I was like, oh my God, how would she know that? Like, I have this thing, like, right there that she knew, and it was so weird when she said it in her message to me. She's like, I know you probably think I'm crazy, but I was like, no, girl, do you have any more details on that from your dream? So anyway, then we just hugged and laid in bed, and we talked about how sorry we were. Sometimes I think, like, you know, the one trick, like, I remember when my friend Tanya got sober, and she tells the story all the time, that she would call her sponsor, and she would say, I'm so stressed out, I'm so anxious, blah, 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 whatever, right? And her sponsor would always say to her, go eat make a turkey sandwich. She made her keep, like, you know, real turkey, not like turkey slices, but, like, you know, breast of turkey in her fridge at all times in early sobriety. And she'd say, go make a turkey sandwich, get a glass of milk, and sit down and just eat it and be silent, right? And a half an hour later, Tanya would be, like, completely relaxed. So she did this for like 6 months, and she never caught on, right, that the sandwich was attached to this. So one day she said, Abby, I don't know what it is about, you know, you doing that sandwich thing, but, like, it's genius, it always works. And she was like, it's the tryptophan in the turkey. Like, don't you know, like, on Thanksgiving Day when people eat turkey, they get really, really tired, and that's why everybody naps? It's like, is it called tryptophan or something like that that's in the turkey? And she's like, in the combination with the milk, makes you tired, so it relaxes you, and then you get de-stressed, right? I think there's so many little tricks to the world like that we don't often think about, you know? And I was thinking about this today when this is why I say it wasn't a fight, because it was a discussion, and back in the day, we would have let that turn into a fight. I mean, first 2 or 3 years, and we just don't let it go there anymore. But the thing I was thinking of when we were sitting there was that Alex and I have spent a lot of time together this week. You know, like, I mean, we have spent, like, quantity time together each day. And I was like, it's almost kind of like when you're a little kid and you're around somebody too much and you're like, hey, like maybe we just need to, your mom says to you, Judy needs to go home tonight. Like you guys need to at night. And you're like, Mom, no! Then you like hit Judy in the head and you're like, but we love each other. We're best friends. And you guys are fighting. You know what I mean? Well, I think like when I went to the grocery store and I like drove around for like a half an hour listening to music, I think that was like good. Like sometimes Alex and I need like space. You know what I mean? Like we need space like to clear our heads and and he's always said to me, just let me, if we're getting into an argument, let me just walk away and kind of like clear my head. Well, back in the day, I used to just follow right behind him and it would just escalate the argument because he'd be like, you're not letting me get away from it. You're not letting me clear my head, And, because I'm like, no, baby, I want to, we're going to talk about this. Well, I've learned that that's not always the best case. That sometimes it's good to like walk away, each take some time, take some space, and come back and talk about it. And we were able to do that. We were laying in bed and we were talking about tomorrow, and because he's going to go to the Pacer game. He was trying to get tickets to go to see the Pacer game. He was like, do you want to go? And I am really trying to be that stand-up husband. I am. But ma'am, I'm sorry. I do not love the Pacers, okay? I do not like any kind of put-together sports. What would you call that? I just don't. Basketball, football, any of that kind of stuff. It bores my ass off. To do it once, to have the experience is fine. But, like, really, I'm too old in my life to engage in things I'm not interested in, even out of spending some time with my husband. I mean, and I know that sounds horrible, but that's really where I'm at. Not to mention that 2 hours after that, we're going to see Galantis. So he's going to take his mom to go to the Pacers tomorrow. I think I am going to spend that time to actually do a live stream. And I'm going to clean out a little bit of the basement tomorrow. A little bit more. I've been cleaning out like a little bit like yesterday, and then today I did a little bit, and then I'm going to do a little bit tomorrow and try to get this basement done by the end of November. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. So we were just laying there in bed talking about that, and the dogs were walking all over us, and he turned the heat up by like 1 notch. So 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? Our air conditioner broke, okay? And it broke in like July. Well, we tried to wait as long as we could because you guys know, like we needed a new air conditioner and furnace. It was $5,000, okay, for our teeny tiny condo. And we at the time didn't have it. We're like, I don't know what we're gonna do, And so we ended up taking it out of savings. But that was a hard day for us to take $5,000 out of savings. I mean, but that's what it's for, right? So anyway, but we went like 2 weeks, you guys, without air conditioning, and the hot August heat was like 90. And I remember our basement at the time was like 50. It was so, because it truly is underground, so it was so cool, right? But anyway, we got a new air conditioner and furnace. Well, we were not ready for our new furnace that winter. Let me just tell you that when we turned it on, it was like, okay, our bathroom is like, it stays so cold because it's right on top of the garage. And then we have this like attic door that goes down like at a slant in our bathroom. I'll show you guys sometime. It's in that closet in my bathroom. The ceiling to that room is the roof. And so the bathroom is so freezing cold, right? And there's nowhere to plug in a space heater. So it's just freezing. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, that new furnace, I mean, it blasted heat through that house like nobody's business. That bathroom was like 90. Our new furnace is fantastic. Our new air conditioner is fantastic. We were so excited. So anyway, he turned up that heat tonight, like 1 degree, because he was like, so cold. And I'm laying there, I'm like, babe, oh my God, it's so hot. He's like, yeah, it is kind of hot, isn't it? He was like, but I don't want to get out of bed, I'm so comfortable. That's like when you know, like, you're in trouble. He's like, I'm so comfortable, I don't want to get out of bed to go turn it down. I said, I'm going to do my vlog in a second anyway, I'll turn it down for you. He's like, okay. So he was all like trying to do this with Snapchat, take the perfect picture. The dogs are crawling all over the place. I was like, I gotta get out of here. It was too hot. So, then we have brunch tomorrow. Because we always do brunch on Sundays. Okay, well, I didn't realize that I was at a half an hour, and then my camera just shut off. So anyway, but then we have brunch tomorrow. But then I was letting my camera cool off for a second. I was like, I feel like I have something I'm supposed to do tomorrow. It's tomorrow Sunday. And I have this sobriety commitment tomorrow morning at 9:30. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I may not go because I don't really know what's going on with my meetings and stuff right now. So if I'm not going to continue to go to this one meeting, then I don't have the commitment. I don't know if that makes sense. I can't really say any better than that. But although my sponsor did call me and he was like, hey, listen, the dust is settled. Let's pick a night and let you and I start going to some meetings together. And so he was very compassionate and very nice to me. And I think maybe, I don't know, I just overreacted a little bit. No, I don't think I really did overreact the other day. I just felt, I don't know, I felt a little lost, you know, and that's okay. I think, like, you know, I think that's why it's important for me to always on here show what I'm going through at any given moment, because I want people to know that strength and resilience is something that you can achieve, because I was not a person that would say to myself, you're gonna get through this, okay? This is not anything, this is nothing in the grand scheme of things of the worst things that are ever gonna happen to you in your entire life, right? Like, I would have been the person that would have been, woe is me, I can't believe this is happening to me, I'm a blah, 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 whatever, right? And I still am like that in the moment. Like, I need to rant, I need to vent, and that's kind of how I work, is by getting that out of me. But then I always am able to stand back and go, okay, this is gonna be fine, everything's gonna turn around. And then, like, I always have that moment where I'm like, you know, like, everything is gonna be fine. And I'm so thankful for that. And I know that today, you know, that I know that things work out the way that they're supposed to. For me, I believe that, okay? You don't have to believe that. I believe that. That things work out the way they're supposed to for me. And that typically when I go through something, that there's like a lesson, right? And so, like, for me, the lesson on this is, you know, maybe Peter, instead of like, and I've gotten better at it through the years. I used to be 10 times worse. I was, you know, it was everything that I did. But I'm so reactionary instead of responsive. And I try to be really responsive instead of reactionary, you know? Reactionary is like when somebody hits you and you go, bitch. But, like, responsive is like when somebody hits you and you step back and you go, okay, now let me think about this for a second. That hurts. Why did they do that? You know, and then you respond. And that's like who I want to be. Like, I want to have all the pieces before I respond. I don't want to just reach out, you know, like that. But I'm by nature a reactive person when things happen to me. And I think, you know, it's fear inside of me, always, you know, that I'm driven by 100 forms of fear, you know, that, like, I really believe this is going to be the worst thing that's going to happen to me or something. Oh, look at that place. It's called Deluxe Donuts. My Lord, there's Deluxe Donuts in there. But anyway, you know, and what I know now is that it never is the worst thing that's going to happen to me. And even those things that are horrible, you know, like me breaking up with my ex, that day, I thought, I'm not going to ever live through this. I can't imagine my life without him. Or my mom passing away, you know, or, I mean, I literally thought, that feeling when you lose a parent or a family member or anybody close to you, and it's the first really close person like that, I mean, it's so surreal that you're like, I can't imagine how I'm going to go on, you know? But you do go on. And you realize that those are things that happen in life. And life is a combination of the good and the bad, the bitter and the sweet. You know, the tragedies occur in life, and yet we're still going to get through it. You know, I mean, when I think about the ways that some people lose parents in other countries where they're fighting for their lives on a daily basis, you know, and that my mother died over a period of time in a hospital where she was very well taken care of and died in her sleep surrounded by loved ones, I feel very grateful for that, you know, and I can't for one second stand back and look at that and say, well, I live, you know, I live a nice life. Even the worst things that happen to me nicer than a lot of other people. So, you know, I have to know my perspective on the world. And But it still gets in sometimes. You know, when it all feels like it's crashing down at once, and it's usually like that. You know, it's usually like when everything seems to be happening at the same time, I start kind of like hyperventilating in my head. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do? And I think that's what I did in the vlog the other night. I still believe those things I said, and I still, you know, I'm glad that I said it, and having put it on, you know, video was cathartic for me. It made me feel better afterwards, you know? But I still had a feeling and emotion attached to it, so, and you know, feelings aren't facts, but feelings are mine, and I'm allowed to feel my feelings, and you're allowed to feel your feelings, and don't ever let anybody tell you that, right? When somebody says to you something to the effect of like, well, that's how you feel. Right, that's how I feel. Okay? And today, that's how I feel, so piss off. My supervisor used to always say that to me. She'd say, that's how you feel. And whenever she said that, I always would be like, well, I guess that doesn't, you know, like, yeah, it's how I feel, so who cares, or whatever. Now I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel. So listen to how I feel, okay? You're hurting my feelings. Do you ever look back on a situation and you're like, I gave that person so much power. Why? I will never understand. I still have like nightmares about this person, this old supervisor of mine. I seriously do. Like, I have nightmares that I'm like sitting in her office getting written up. I have been gone from there for 10 years, okay? If I did not know her and she was standing in line in front of me at the grocery store, I would literally pay her no mind. You know, that's what is so interesting. But like, I sought validation, acceptance from her for so long and never received it. And I really do think, you know, that's, well, I was going to put a word to that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not putting some painful shit out there into the world. I don't know, but you don't do that to people, okay? You don't do that to people. And I'm not saying that I was the perfect employee, because I wasn't, but there were some things that were hurtful, you know? That, like, I don't know. Throw somebody a bone, right? Do you guys all work jobs? Do you work jobs where your supervisor just constantly compliments you and tells you how valuable you are? Be thankful if you do. You have one of the very few. And I think that makes a really fine employee. I was talking about that on my So-Called Healthy Life channel today. Now, if you're an employer, you should have a stack of thank you cards. And every time one of your employees does something that's a little bit extra, stays an hour late for you, or comes in an hour early, or misses their lunch, or does something special, I don't care what it is, write them a little thank you note, you know? Every once in a while, throw them a $5 gift card to McDonald's or Starbucks. You know, show them that they're special. Show them that they mean something to you. It doesn't take much to do that to somebody, right? You know, we all want to feel special. I want to feel special, don't you? Anyway. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get off here. Got to figure out if I'm going to go to this thing tomorrow morning or not. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so I want to add this to the end of this vlog. And I was going to save it for tomorrow, but I think I'm going to put it in there today, tonight. I was driving around and I was listening to my audiobook, and I pulled, you know, into the gas station to stop for a minute, and I was listening to We the Kings, Will Be a Dream. I don't know if you guys know that song. It's kind of a cheesy pop song, but every time I hear it, it like always gets me really emotional, and I had it on repeat and I didn't realize it. And I was going through the comments on my vlog, and there were so many comments that people left me that really moved me. But it was interesting because Ola left a comment for me, and she's my heartstone. I love Ola. She's been around, I think, from the very beginning of any of my channels. And she always just tells it how it is. And she said in there, I hope this wasn't too rough. No. I mean, criticism and critiquing, I think, are good. I love honesty. You guys know that. And, but she said in there something to the effect of my So-Called Healthy Life channel is a mess. And it is. And I know that, you know. And I think that's my frustration with it. So So anyway, but I do think that I'm probably going to go with the story times on that channel. And I got very excited thinking about it today. But that's not the comment that got me. And then Erin, who I know because I've guested her on my live stream and things like that, said, remember, you've already gone through 100% of the tough days. And I had never heard that quote before. And I absolutely love that. Like, it like really brought tears to my eyes, you know, that like, that's what I was just talking about tonight, you know, that there's nothing that you are going to go through that you haven't already gone through the feeling, the emotion to whatever to some extent. But then I came to, and everybody's comment was important to me. I want you guys to know that, but there were specific comments that like stood out to me. And then Nisha left a comment for me, and I think sometimes it's easier when people come into my live stream and I know who they are, and so I can put a name to it and all this kind of stuff, but like Nisha's been very supportive of me. And she said on there, you know, I think what you don't realize is that she was talking about in reference to me saying that I don't collab with bigger YouTubers and things like that, you know, and she said, I think what you don't already realize is that you are big to us. But see, I can see the numbers. And I can see all that. But I'm still that kid inside that had a birthday party that only 2 people showed up to. You know, and I'm still the person that wonders, like, if I had a funeral, who would come? And I think it's harder as I get older, you know, being an only child and, you know, having a really small family other than Alex's family. But, like, I literally just, like exhaled when I read that comment, because it was like, this just whole thing of YouTube, you know, it's like, it was interesting because somebody had commented about Michelle Phan's video about how she had come back, and like 6 months ago or 3 months ago, she posted this video about why she left. Go watch it, it's fantastic. It's called Why I Left, I think. And it's fantastic. And I went and I watched it. And that, with the song and the comments that were just so supportive of me, you guys, like, it's hard because over here you have this constant chatter on YouTube, right? Of like the numbers. And no matter what YouTubers tell you out there, I mean, this is, I don't give a shit. Every YouTuber I have talked to cares about the numbers. They do, right? I mean, of course, we want people to watch our videos. But when I was watching her video, she talked about when she went back to she went back and watched her very first video. And I've done that, like, with my BookTube channel. Like, I've gone back and I've watched my very first video. And it's nothing that you would see on camera, because you guys weren't there when I filmed it. But I remember that night, and I remember being very nervous to film it and upload it. And I remember being so excited just to be part of this BookTube community that I didn't know really anything about at the time, you know? And I just wanted to talk about books. I just wanted to make videos, and if a couple people watched it, and now I have 4 channels and thousands of people watch my videos. And it's just, I just want you guys to know how much it means to me. But for me to acknowledge it means that I believe, you know, that I'm good enough. And as much as I am able to inspire other people, sometimes it's hard to inspire myself. And I needed that kick in the ass tonight. I needed that kick in the ass from you guys to say, you are good enough. it really lifted my spirits. I was having a good day anyway, so, I mean, it wasn't like I was having a shit day, but I was having a good day anyway, but I think coming up on 2018, I'm somebody that always, like, every year of my birthday and at the beginning of every year, I always, and especially because it's like my sobriety birthday, December 17th, is so close to like the new year, I always think about like, what do I want the next year to be? And so I've been in my head a little bit about like, where do I want to go moving forward, you know? And to be really honest with you, the shits and giggles drama videos are fun for me to do. I enjoy doing those. I like making people laugh. But my heart and soul is in the telling of the stories of my life and what I've gone through and what I've done, which is why this channel is so important to me and why I love doing this channel so much. So thank you to those of you that have been here and for 2 videos or the whole 300 and so many videos that there are now. Like, I don't know, but like, I've received a lot of comments, especially on my drama channel recently, that new people have said, I feel so comfortable in the comment sections of your videos. I feel very safe. Anisha referred to the wolf pack tonight in her comment, and to be able to be on YouTube and do the, I mean, I don't know that you guys, like, I don't do vlogs where I show you my entire day, but I literally eat, sleep, and breathe YouTube. Like, I think about what videos I'm gonna make. I can't wait to film it. I base my day around filming the videos. Like, I mean, it is, even though it's not my full-time career, it has become my full-time career. I just don't make the money. Does that make sense? Like, it's my full-time passion at this point. And the acknowledgement that you guys give me is the reason why I do it. So thank you. Thank you for making this kid feel important. Feel that my life means something. I love the movie Pretty Woman. And there's a part in it when they are laying there and he says, "You are so beautiful." And she says the bad stuff is easier to believe. When someone tells you something bad about yourself, if someone tells you something bad about yourself long enough, you start to believe it. The foundation of my belief about myself growing up, not from my parents, from my family, but from the people around me, was that I was a piece of shit. And somewhere along the way, I clung to that and I believed in it, and I know in my heart it is not true. But I need reminders. So thank you. And thank you for allowing me to make these videos. Thank you for allowing me to become part of your lives. And that is why I will forever be 100% honest in what I do, no matter what it is. Because it's all I got. I love you guys so much. I say that at the end of every vlog, but I really want you to know it. I really, really love you. Good night.